Today I'm doing a tier list of all the Songify the News videos, all from 1 to 18. I'll be excluding the auto-tune the news clips because that's before my time and that's part of a different series. Starting off here with Songify the News number 1, this is of course is Get Money Turn Gay. This is a big one because it's starting off the series. It's featuring Joseph Gordon-Levitt as well. He's a very talented performer. There's a scene with Vermin Supreme singing quite well.
He's turning gay, turning gay.
Also, Newt Gingrich puts on an incredible performance in this one, giving the the 11 o'clock number, that money, that cash.
Get money, that cash. Get money, that cash.
And of course, that's the finale. So this is a great start to the season, especially with Joseph Gordon-Levitt there. Newt Gingrich really knocks it out of the park with that song, Get Money, Get That Cash. I'm going to put this in an A tier. It's a really good way to start off. So that's the first one. So now moving on to Songify the News number 2. Guest Nice Peter over here. Haven't really said that name in many, many years, but Nice Peter was the guest. They were singing about muffins in Congress.
How come these critters cost $16 a piece? 16 a piece.
The muffin guy is not a great singer. Coop, he did all right in this one. Really, the shine of this Songify the 2 is Biden at the end.
Let's
I think the cursing, the bleeping was creative and funny, but really that's the only positive of Muffins in Congress, and for that reason, it goes down to the C tier. Next up is number 3, Flying Drones. This one, incredible. I could talk about this one forever. The guest star here, and this is the first one with the amazing thumbnail, like the epic thumbnail. They continued these for quite a while. Darren Criss was the guest in this one. I mean, if you don't love Darren Criss, what are you doing? He's incredible. Him and Biden starting off, that first chorus just is incredible. Rand Paul. I mean, maybe the only good thing about Rand Paul is how good of an autotune singer he is. He delivers in this autotune interaction with John McCain.
Before you go into your bed.
And then Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly, I can't believe it. He knocks your socks off with this performance. If this video ended with just the Joe Biden and Derek Criss segment, it would be a great video. But then they keep you going with the flying robots interlude with Rand Paul and John McCain, and then it ends with Bill O'Reilly hitting the notes I thought no human could hit.
Whoa, whoa.
This comment always makes me laugh. Every time I rewatch the video, I look at this comment, and it's just so funny. I mean, this video, Songify the News number 3, Flying Robots, I don't think it belongs anywhere else but in the S tier. It is among the best. Now on to Songify the News 4. This one, once again, Guest Nice Peter with Kasim G, America Going to Pot. Man, this one was not great. I feel like they tried to recreate the magic of number 3, which was way up here, which is the one before it. It's pretty unimpressive from the beginning. The lyrics are like moderately funny with Nice Peter and Kasim G. Bill O'Reilly provides this video with its rare positive part, even though it's a little short.
Is America going to pot?
I did enjoy the Face the Nation rap from the guy with the fake mouth and the fake hands.
I grew up drinking straight from the cow.
But it just doesn't save the video. This one goes into the D tier. And so we move into Songify the News number 5, Bang the President, so-called. And it's fine. It's all right. I think the star is actually Mitch McConnell in this video, believe it or not. The guest, I don't know this guy. I looked his name up, Nicholas McCallis. He has like 33,000 subs and hasn't posted in 6 years. So he really put it out there, though, so I respect him for that. Bill O'Reilly gives another amazing performance.
The machine. The machine.
The gorilla thing, I know is an inside joke, but it's really not that funny, to be totally honest with you. This one is kind of caught between a B and a C, but I think I'll be a little generous with this one. Goes in the B tier. On to Songify the News number 6, Too Many Abs. This one was fine. It had Hank Green in it. He really tried his hardest, which was very sweet. It feels like the first one of the modern era. I think that's because this is the first one to feature Trump in it, and he's kind of featured as a joke that he'd never really run for president, so that's a nice throwback. Hank Green's pretty good, honestly. Waka Flocka, this part has been stuck in my head for the past decade.
The lead singer said they were shocked.
I'm shocked.
They were shocked.
It's crazy.
And finale with Palin was super, super weak.
Very bad.
But I think overall this probably belongs in the B tier, though I reserve the right to amend that later on. Moving on to number 7 here, Naked Men. We've got Blondie as the guest here. And Blondie was really good in this one. I liked it. I enjoyed it. This one's way up there. The intro with Biden and Blondie was really good. For some reason, the Pat Buchanan Iran part with Sean Hannity has been stuck in my head also for a decade.
Iran does not have a bomb. Your friend Bibi's been talking about Iran. Bibi sitting on 200 atom bombs. Iran is fighting ISIS and Al Qaeda. What are you afraid of?
Also, this zoom in on John McCain was pretty hilarious. Overall, I think Naked Men, definitely number 7, earns its spot in the A tier. So next one is the Murder and Catfish, and this one is not great, to be honest with you. The guests are Neve from Catfish and JonTron. They were fine. JonTron is a good singer, so it was good. Rand Paul, I mean, come on.
I thought it was a mistake even at the time.
The Chris Christie part popped into my head is actually what made me think of the concept for this video.
Tom Brady, he's handsome.
But I was asking about Medicaid expansion.
But really, the best this gets is on the C tier. This one you could skip. Okay, number 9. This is Smoking Crayfish. Again, the beginning of this video is perhaps the worst part of any Songify the News video. Casey Neistat is the guest, and I can't overstate how bad of a performance he gives. It is so terrible. He sounds awful. His lines are not funny. It would have been much funnier just keeping Jared Paulus in this, but I guess if you have Casey Neistat as a guest, you fit him in a video. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure he's got a nice family or whatever. Just is awful in this video. So I'm chiming in from the editing booth here. I was going to go grab a clip of Casey Neistat in this video, but the cringe factor was just too much, so I'm going to spare you it by not showing you any of it. The Trump part's also bad. The first half of this whole video, actually, just skip the first half. It's not worth watching. But the Biden part with Obama is fun.
I'm just asking for transparency.
The gay marriage part with Megyn Kelly was funny. I like the fake hands, of course. But this video, you know, the first half is awful. Let's put this down at the D tier down here. Okay, Songify the News number 10. This one has really good, fun summer vibes. The whole video feels like summer from a musical perspective, and it came out in July 2015, so it makes sense. You got John Green and the Nat Wolff from that movie that they were promoting way back then.
We're gonna have a sleepover tonight.
Bill O'Reilly nails it again with this BuzzFeed segment in this video.
BuzzFeed.
He looks super pink. I don't know if they forgot to color grade or whatever. And I hate to say it, but Nigel Farage at the end has a pretty good segment. Sleepover Tonight, number 10. This earns its spot as the A tier Songify the News video. Moving on to number 11 here, The Fish Awakens. Wow. This is the worst Songify the News video. It uses the same track, I think, as that Jacksepticeye song. I'll try to find it.
We all do, yes it's true, yes it's true.
Trump is in this one. It's awful. It doesn't sound good. And H3 is the guest, and they really don't do this video much favor. This is easily the worst one, right? The rock and roll style just totally doesn't work. There's some storm reporter. I guess this was a viral clip back then. The callbacks to the crayfish and catfish was a good note. Somehow this video got 1 million views. Goes to show views does not correlate with, goodness. This goes in the F tier. But let's keep it moving. Here is Songify the News number 12, Alternative Facts. Definitely a banger. It has that like percussion instrument in the beginning. I don't know, timpani maybe? It really sounds like a 2015 pop song, so it's pretty catchy.
Tweet.
The guest is Asna Akana. I hadn't heard of her, but actually today I checked out her videos, and she was really good in this. She makes comedy sketches on YouTube, so there you go. This is a good one. Linda Murkowski did all right. Trudeau's part, you would think it'd be good, but it's actually super weak and disjointed. Trump, again, gives a terrible performance in this video. It really wasn't good. I think the guest was really the best part, and I hate to say it, Stephen Miller actually did all right. So all in all, this video, fairly solid, pretty middle of the road, B tier. We move on now to Songify the News number 13, Microwaves. Microwaves and Goats apologizes. It opens with Boogie, which is a hilarious cameo in retrospect, but it's forgettable. It's not that great. It's kind of jarring on the ears, to be honest. But then Tucker Carlson gives maybe my favorite riff in the entire Songify the News series.
Pretend that you know, but you don't know. You know.
It just scratches my brain in such an odd way, but seeing as it is the most replayed part in the video, other people seem to agree. The Microwaves part is pretty catchy with Kellyanne Conway. I got to give it to her. She gives a pretty good unintentional singing performance here. My 16-year-old self also had a huge crush on this anchor just from this 2-second clip here. If not for the opening bit, I think this video could be on the S tier. But I think as it is, it goes down to the A tier. So definitely not a bad video at all. Next, we have Songify the News number 14, Trump versus Comey. And this was during the Trump-Comey saga of 2017, I think that was. It was a pretty boring video, although it does bring back memories from that first Trump term, which is a kind of shuddering phrase to utter. There are extended interludes of what I take to be attempts at like dubstep. These really don't play out too well, but the best line comes from Wolf Blitzer right here.
You're fired. President Trump has just fired FBI Director James Comey.
The Ted Cruz part is awful. I like the slow slide to the Gregory brother with a mustache, though. And the Trump China thing was fine.
I speak with China.
But overall, I think this is kind of a weak video. I think it's worth skipping.
I want some penis.
I think it even goes down to the D tier down here. But as we've seen with these other videos, past performance does not guarantee future results here, because we're looking at Songify the News number 15, Trump versus Macron. I guess in like a two-part series, Trump versus people. But this one is such a fun vibe, makes you want to re-listen all the time. I must have listened to this video maybe over 100 times, maybe over 200. The Comey part is the worst part, which is telling because it's pretty good. The Macron clip is so good. This part has lived in my brain for a decade.
Ce que nous avons fait, ni équivalent, ni précédent, ni équivalent.
Also, this is great with McCain.
I would think it would intensely arouse me.
And the guests were fine. They were like the BuzzFeed people. I don't know if they still do videos or what they're doing. Mr. Einstein throws it over to Bernie, makes it a really good finale, kind of bringing it all together with really well-selected clips in this one. I think this video goes up into the S tier column. So we have 2 S tier videos so far and only a few more to go. Songify the News number 12 is the next one. Porn stars, video games, and weed. This one was like a kind of a weird one. This is like all about the Stormy Daniels chapter in American history, which is an interesting sentence. I also really like this energetic Bakari Sellers feature.
A pattern, A plus B, M-N-O-P.
John Cozart was the guest. He's like I think he was like a music YouTuber or something like that, like a decade ago. Yeah, he was good. He's a musician. Rand Paul. Again, with another fire verse.
Isn't that hypocrisy? Isn't that dishonesty?
I think this one is like fun. It has like a goofy sound to it. It's good. I think it belongs in the B tier. Now on to our penultimate Songify the News. I Like Beer. Of course, this is the Kavanaugh section of American history. The heroin and cocaine opening with Ted Cruz and Beto O'Rourke. He's not on the thumbnail for some reason, but with Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz is pretty fun. Then it brings us to the main event with Kavanaugh, where he talks at length about his virginity.
I am the virgin. I never had sex.
The Kavanaugh one was a highlight. Then there's the fun like Ron Wyden cyber music section. And then we also have the, of course, obligatory hamburger prices reference from Ted Cruz.
Hamburger prices have gone up. I like hamburgers, so that's up.
And then this finale brings it all together.
Heroin, cocaine, beer.
This definitely deserves a spot on the A tier if I can even fit it, because I feel like there are so many A tier videos here. And finally, we're on to Songify the News number 18, Wind Cancer Dumps and Babies. This came out in 2018, so this is the last one. I guess we're done with Songify the News, at least Songify the News Season 2. But it's a pretty solid opening from this this guy. I think he's a Utah senator. I don't remember his name. About American babies.
American baby.
The wind cancer part with Trump was good, but honestly, I gotta say, throughout the entire Songify the News franchise, Trump really under-delivers. We get to this Cohen section where he mentions massive dumps. Overall, this is a solid but not gobsmacking video. I think it belongs in the B tier over here. Okay. I think the tier list wouldn't be complete without a mention of Auto-Tune the News number 13, Swinging in the Wind.
Don't leave me swinging in the wind until November.
Don't leave me swinging in the wind until November.
This featured Weezer, Wrangle, and Wiener.
Gentlemen, we'll sit. Instead of standing up, the gentleman will sit. The gentleman is correct in sitting. The gentleman will observe regular order and sit down. Right, down, down.
Spin around.
It's a solid video. It's not Songify the News, but it is a great video. So here's my tier list. What do you think? Do you disagree with any of these choices? Do you agree with any of them? I think I did a pretty thorough and pretty good job on this. Let me know what you think. But thanks for watching.